Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. That was a dramatic Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It is your girl, Miss Honey, coming after a double, that is doubly long birthday weekend. Thank you guys so much for persevering. Those of you who gently reminded me that I needed to do a review for Power, thank you so much. I love my honeybees. You guys are like, excuse me? Hello? Happy birthday and everything, but where's Power? I am here, obviously, to do a review for Season 6, Episode 2. Whose side are you on? Of Power. Oh. It's honestly drudgery. Like, I'm gonna see this season out, and I make no promises about the prequel spinoff or any post-Power spinoff that may come about. I'm feeling a little certain type of way about the chick that produces, I think, and writes for this show, but that's neither here nor there. If you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed, I would love to have you as a member of the tribe. Don't forget to hit that subscription bell as well as that notification bell. I would love it if you will holler at your girl by hitting the thumbs up button and letting your girl know, hey, Miss Honey, hey y'all. Okay, and also don't forget to comment down below. Now, I know I was slack. I have been very slack on my responses. Everybody got hearts, but I was slack on my responses when it came to Queen Sugar. But that's because I was rolling into my birthday, and your girl been hitting it hard. She been braless and buzzed for the last 4 days. You know what I'm saying? And I still got one more day off after this one. What? But let's talk about Power. Okay, I neglected to mention the whack-ass intro because I wasn't surprised. Like, 50 Cent is petty like that. He's always been petty like that. Why would you already giving us a whack ghost? I mean, we're not even calling him Ghost no more. He is officially James St. Patrick. Like, he's the wackest. We already got that. We had to put up with you through these last 5 seasons, mucking up James and Tasha family, getting in Tariq's head. Now you done produced the exact duplicate of Kanan. So why wouldn't he take the one good thing that we had, which was the intro of this show? Everybody was singing it. Everybody was loving it. 50 Cent is a petty arse. And the fact that he changed his intro knowing everybody loved it is proof of that. Okay? That's why I didn't say nothing, because this 50 Cent, he petty, of course. We have yet to see all the ways he done mucked this season up. Because he petty. He petty. He's the pettiest. He's King Petty. Okay? He's the mayor of Pettyville. Alright? Okay? Let's talk about this episode. It's so exhausting. James goes back to the scene. He has got to go and see them tow away Tommy's bullet-riddled car. Who do that? Who you know do that? Yeah, a couple of serial killers here or there, or visit memorial sites. But the next morning, you go back to the scene where you done shot up. Where are the police? Where is the police tape? Well, maybe because it's on Jason's property. Maybe because this is Jason's stomping ground. So they mollywop him up, sack him up, and take him in there to see Jason. And Jason is pissed off. He doesn't let on that Tommy is alive. Instead, he leads Ghost to believe that James to believe that Tommy is in fact dead, and it's an infringement on his business, okay? And you're gonna have to pay me back. Ghost, James brings him a whole satchel of money, but it's not enough. For the next however long, every 2 weeks, you're gonna have to give me $100,000. I was like, yeah, no. Really? Oh, okay. Later on, he make Tommy the same deal. I can keep ghosts off your back as long as you continue to pay me. You pay me for security. But let's move forward. Then we see, even though Tommy almost died the night before, he still got time to be haggling with the Uber driver. The Uber driver is somebody that Tariq called for him. He calling Tariq. He don't let on to Tariq. He go upstairs to see Keisha. He talking to Keisha. He don't let on to her that he's supposed to be pseudo dead. Then we see where Reek is not only still running drugs and choke, but hell, he running choke. Okay, running acting like a straight up Canaan. Okay, running the people that's running the drugs. He ain't talking to nobody directly. They gotta go through you, so on and so forth. Later on, we see where Tariq gets summoned by another little girl on the, not little girl, they all grown as hell at acting anyway, on campus. She want to see him or she gonna turn him in. All right, but we gonna talk about that. Anyway, we see where Ghost goes to see Proctor, and the way he goes into Proctor's apartment, like he was being chased by hounds. You know, he get out down low and looking around, and anybody, ain't no FBI, ain't no CIA, ain't no police officers, ain't nobody running this whole investigation but Stacks. Okay, Angela, Tamika via the funeral. And Dominique, whatever his name is, Blanca. I mean, why are you ducking? Ain't nobody after you, boo. Ain't nobody after you. Ain't nobody investigating them bullet shots down at the pier. When you shot up Tommy's car and killed this, ain't nobody investigating you. Why is you ducking and dodging? He let Proctor know he killed Tommy. And Proctor's like, what? Yeah, still, Proctor was very, very afraid of Tommy because he know Tommy is like, doo-doo-doo-doo. And so he glad he did. Ghost want an alibi. Can't alibi you because I was with the state attorney yesterday at my daughter's recital. So, no. Okay. Well, he tells him, Proctor tells him, I hope you ain't planning on going to Angela's funeral. Of course I'm going to her funeral. We were practically married in a mistress and husband type way. Of course. It doesn't matter how much everybody hates me. I'm going to her funeral. I'm going to walk, but see if you can get Angela. Angela is not going to help me. Angela's not going to give me no alibi. Angela ain't going to go with me to the funeral. That's fine. At the same time, it's a knock at the door and Proctor gets served. He being served by his ex-junkie wife. Okay? And she want partial custody. Oh, it's a whole mess. Then we see where Tommy let all his people know. Listen, I know I'm alive, walking and talking, but for all intents and purposes, I'm dead. They do that little comedy thing where they go back and forth and quips until Tommy puts a whole stop to it, and old dude that was friends with Dre and with Kanan is trying to get close to Tommy, but Tommy, he ain't feeling nobody right now. What you gonna do is mess around and appear too eager and too hungry, and you'll get a bullet to the head. But everybody just carry on as usual. Well, I don't know where I get off using logic and whatnot. Then we see with Blanca and Agent Dom go over to see Tasha, and they want to know about Silver. When was the last time you saw him? And Tasha, you know how Tasha is. Tasha is an expert. She handled it from the gate. I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. You know Angela's dead. It's a sad time in the land for all people. If you don't have any more questions for me, excuse me, ma'am, I am done. Okay, Blanca holds the door. Oh, no, you can't go. Yeah, when was the last time you saw Silver? She tells them that she saw them at his apartment, her apartment. They're gonna find out later that it was at his apartment in the parking deck where James watched them make sweet, sweet passion and monkey love, and then later on walked up on Silver. But y'all know you ain't got to worry about Tasha. Tasha know how to handle herself. Then we see where Stacks walks in on on pause. Pause is cleaning out Angela's office. Later on, she go to the apartment like James did last week to get her address, and she looks around, she goes through her phone, she sees a number, she calls the number, she thinks it's James. I want to meet you, James. It ain't James, it ends up being Tasha, but she don't know that. My thing is that so Stacks comes in while she cleaning Angela's office, looking through things, and he lets her know that the death benefits are being held up, all of the benefits, because they don't know how Angela died, they don't know under what circumstances, and when they get it all cleared up, they'll release it. And she was like, I can't even bury my sister. I don't have the money to bury my sister. He was like, oh, don't worry, everything will be taken care of, don't worry about it. It'll all come to full fruition, and you won't have to worry about it. And you know, then he walks out and he says, hey, let me know if you find anything in here that could help us out. Let us know. So Paz is investigating. Paz is looking through things. Paz is, I'm like, what, y'all? I don't. Paz is in charge of going through Angela's things to see if there's anything that may lead them to find out as to who killed her. Okay, Paz is the one that has her phone. It's up to Paz to run the phone record, and see who she been calling. So evidently this is a different phone. I think this is a different phone than I don't know. I'm just like, where's FBI? Because then when we get to Angela's funeral, which is later in the episode, they got her casket covered with a flag. I was like, is that because she works for the U.S. State's Attorney's Office? Because was she in the military? Like, it was kind of dudeish. Her funeral was kind of dudeish. I don't know. That church that they had her body in was like a plain old white box. It wasn't no flowers. I was like, what is we doing? Listen, my biggest problem is that, okay, Paz is investigating. Y'all not gonna go through Angela's stuff. Y'all not gonna pull records. Y'all not gonna pull cameras leading up to Angela walking into the schoolhouse. Like, where did the tail lose her? She had a tail on her. She couldn't have gone but left, right, or straight up. So follow the like, it's just, I know. I always say don't pick at the scales, but it's infuriating. It really, really is. I just can't freaking stand it. Anyway, James and Tasha is at arbitration, divorce arbitration. They don't want to go to court. They want to try to see if they can get it all settled and get it all done for $4.99. Okay, and he don't want to pay her nothing. I got a prenup agreement. She don't give two craps about that prenup agreement. Okay, she want half of everything, and she don't want to hear nothing else about it. Later on, she let him know that well, he asked her if she would go to the funeral with him, and she was like, hell no. And he was like, nah, you do this for me. She was like, well, I tell you what, I'll go to the funeral with you if you leave Tommy alone. And he don't tell her at the time that he believes in his mind that he killed Tommy, right? He don't even mention it to her at all. He was like, yeah, I'll lay off Tommy, no problem. He don't care. He think everybody dumb and he the only one with common sense in his head. But little does he know, I got more common sense in my pinky than he got in his whole body. Is it me? Or does James St. Patrick seem shorter and smaller and weaker and meeker? You know what I mean? Like, he don't have enough bark to wake up a sleeping baby. Like, ain't nobody scared of you, ghost. Jimmy. Ain't nobody scared of you, Jimmy. That's from Dreams Girl, that last anyway. So they talk about, you know, it's not just for me, it's for the kids, and I need the money, and I ain't giving you no more money. I can't afford to put no more money in the situation. I don't have a whole lot of money right now. And she's like, later on when she go to see him, she let him know Either pay me the money or I'm turning on you. Now, he in the penthouse. You know, she had moved out to the hotel, and later on she get her own apartment, her and the baby. But right now I'm letting you know, don't be haggling with me over this prenup. You pay me my worth, okay? You pay me what I done put into the game, or I'm run go tell. All right? He was like, you would never. She was like, try me. I was like, Tasha, you know you can't snitch, girl. You know you can't snitch because you a rider. She came in talking about all the stuff she was entitled to. You was married to a drug dealer. It's just like this whole episode, Keisha... Tommy trying to assure Tasha that he gonna take care of her, and assure Keisha he gonna take care of her. You're gonna be just like every other drug dealer out here in the world. Once you dead, everything you was putting money in on and buying and supplying and all that is gonna dry up, and people gonna be left trying to keep up and pay insurance and pay taxes on the cars and the homes and the stuff y'all done left them with, including your funeral. And people who said they're gonna come by and take care of you and take care of your family, gonna come by and take care of you and take care of your family until they get old, until they get to be too much, until they get too tiring, until they done hit your girl after you dead, or hit your man after you dead. And then they just gonna stop. Like, that's what it is. That's every drug dealer's history. Dead or in jail, the money dry up, and everybody's accolades and love for you dry up with it. All right? This is the history of the drug game. So, Tasha, quit acting like you put ghosts through school, child. You was just a good drug wife, okay? One of the best to ever do it, but still a drug wife, all right? Let's move forward. Let's press on. We see where Proctor's ex-junkie wife is in talking with Stacks. He trying to get her to give him some new information about what Proctor's doing, because he's been exonerated for anything he did prior. So, not exonerated, but he did like a plea deal, and he can't be held to blame for any of those crimes he may or may not have committed, but we need some new crimes. Why should I help you? And he was like, you need to help me, so if Proctor go down and you get your daughter. And she was like, yeah, well, I need a job. And he was like, a job? Well, I'm sorry, you can't work here at the state's office because with your prior history. I'm like, certainly she can. She surely can. They got your dumb arse there working. She can certainly go to work there, okay? All y'all ninjas is crooked. Every last one of y'all. Even Tamika. Tamika, who didn't have the guts and decency to lock Angela up when she had the chance. Okay, she gave her 24 hours, and in them 24 hours, Angela managed to get herself killed. All y'all guilty or something. Why the ex-junkie can't work here? But anyway, she can't. Okay, he said, I want you to put a bug on your daughter's backpack so we can hear some things. Well, I tell you what, I can't get no job here, but I interviewed for a job in the private sector earlier today. If you give me a recommendation from your office, I'll do this thing for you. So now Stacks is in cahoots. Now, you ain't dusting for fingerprints. You ain't pulling camera footage, okay? You not talking to people in the neighborhood, all right? You ain't doing no type of forensic technology whatsoever to get to the bottom of Angela dying. All you had to do was do what they do in CSI. You go and see the naked dead body. You see the bullet. You talk to the coroner. He gonna let you know it came from an upward trajectory. Maybe some 15, 16 feet that way, okay? You run the red cord down to the floor, down to where Angela's chest would be, giving her height, all of that. It's called an investigation. But okay, you got Proctor's ex-junkie wife to put a tag on their baby's book bag as a way to get Proctor and then get Ghost. aka James St. Patrick. It's ingenious, Stacks. It's ingenious. All right, so then we see where Tommy's at Keisha's, and they Cash is in the living room, they in the kitchen. They supposed to be whispering, but of course, I mean, did you get rid of? Yes. What about? No. What about? Yes. And did you you know, when you gonna do this with James? Get James for this or Ghost for that? And it's just, I was just like, y'all know that the boy is probably hearing what you saying. There's a knock at the door. Keisha panics. I'm talking about panics. Okay? Completely panics. I mean, Cash, go to your room. Who can it be? Oh my gosh, Tommy. I was like, oh. Between Keisha and Paz, I just don't know. I just don't know which one I want to go first. They're both fodder for this season, but I'm just not sure which one I want to go first. Okay? Either one can be right before Blanca, but I'm sure Blanca's leaving too. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Leaving. Like rockabye, baby. Keisha's going rockabye. Like, I can see the setup right now. She goes to the door. It's Tasha. And Tasha's like, have you seen Tommy? I've been by his apartment. She swings the door open wide and sees Tommy standing there. Tommy! And then she closes the door. I told you, not now, not ever, don't come by my house. Keisha slams the door in Tasha's face. And Tommy is like, what are you doing? I told you, I don't talk to that trick no more, and I don't want you talking to her either. Okay? Well, of course you got to cooperate. The girl got rid of the gun for you. And she the only one know where she threw the gun at. You know what I'm saying? Can't really technically piss her all the way off. Later on, when Tommy's sitting in the car talking to Tasha about it and telling her that James tried to have her killed, and she's like, what? What? And he tells her that Keisha freaking out too. I don't know if she's going to be able to ride like I thought she was going to be able to ride. She was like, nah. She'll be okay. Just buy her something nice. Now, that's a friend. Because if she had even slightly, even remotely went down here on Keisha, Tommy would have went right back there and killed her. And probably would have killed Cash too. Like, I mean, y'all know Tommy is all the way. You know what I'm saying? So he's questioning the whole Keisha situation. Then we see where Ghost or James goes to see Reek. And when Reek see him, he's like, what the hell? Why is you here? Okay, a lot of people was talking about how disrespectful Tariq is, and how somebody they wish something would, you know, happen to Tariq. And yeah, I was just like, to me, Tariq replaced Kanan. Like, he's the new antagonist. He supped at the teat of Kanan. So I accepted that Tariq, the child, the well-mannered child, the member of the family, has been gone ever since he went in there and shot the dude that shot Raina. Okay? Tariq, I mean, maybe even since Jukebox kidnapped him, Tariq ain't never been right. Like, he had a moment where he could possibly have had some redemption when Raina got killed, but because none of the characters on this show really communicate, and that's how the storylines get so far out of hand, with Ghost and Tommy, or James and Tommy not really being buds anymore. Tasha talking to Angela. You know what I mean? Like, that whole Dre, Kanan, Reek situation, like, there's no communication. We all supposed to be family, supposed to be down with family. We supposed to be looking out for one another, but ain't nobody talking to one another because can't nobody really trust one another. Tariq been gone for a minute. So it don't make no sense us trying to continue to discipline Tariq. Okay? Something's going to have to happen to shake Tariq out of it. He can't be beat out of it, okay? A beat down is only gonna make him tougher and make him come back stronger. He's seen some horrific things, so good luck with cussing him out. Yeah, it would be nice to yoke him up, but why waste your energy? Nothing's gonna change with Tariq until, I mean, I was gonna say he get blood splattered on his face, but I think that's already happened. So yeah, I mean, he looked right at Kanan. Take the L, baby. Take the L hard. Like, it's no saving Tariq. Let's all just move forward. First thing Tariq want to know when he see James is who dead. So anytime you show up here, somebody always dead. I was like, ooh. I would say shade, but it's more like a dagger. Like, it's a dagger. He liked to hit below the belt. And James has to admonish it. He admonished it with facial features. He was just like, I don't. And he say, Tommy. And Tariq is like, Tommy, when did this happen? He was like, last night. Well, he know he already talked to Tommy earlier that day. So he's like, oh, okay. Why would he try to kill you? Would he kill Angela? Oh, okay. He sit down and tell Ghost, close the door on your way out. Hit that light on your way out. You know what I'm saying? Jay's trying to have a moment, but he can get that coat and get to the door. I just thought I'd tell you first. And Tariq is like, hit the door, baby. I say, good day, sir. I was like, you just getting smaller and smaller, James St. Patrick. Like, at this point, if he were to end up dead as a character here, I would feel the same way I did at that funeral they had for Angela. Just emotionalist. Like, unbothered, careless, whatever. So, let's see. Then we see where Reed called Tommy and was like, James was just here, and for some reason he think he killed you. What did you tell him that I'm not dead? No. You know, I don't like that ninja like that. I had very light conversation with him, and then I called you to get the real 411, because you know you can't trust nothing that come out of his mouth. Then he tells Tommy, can't just go off half-cocked. You need me to look out for you. Next time you make a run on him, James, a.k.a. Ghost, a.k.a. my daddy, holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. Let your boy know. I help you, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, what you need me to do? Pick up the casings? What you need? Me to be a lookout? Huh? You need me to get him down on the street level? Huh? So you can take him out from the top of the building there's what you need? And Tommy's like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, yeah, Kanan thought he was cool with Reek too. Y'all remember what happened to Kanan? Okay, let's just move forward. Then we see where Rashard Tate is having a campaign rally there at Truth. I don't know why you wouldn't have it in your neighborhood, but again, that's a scab. Soon as Ghost, or aka James, walk up to Tate, Tate want to know if he killed Angela. Did you kill Angela? Did you not kill Angela? No, I did not kill Angela. Angela was the love of my life. Tate shakes his hand, pulls him in close, and lets him know, don't mess me up here. Don't muck me up. Don't muck up what I got going on. Lay low. Tuck yourself away quietly. Last thing you want to do is make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And James is like, Angela's dead. My son and wife hate me. I haven't seen my littlest girl, and I don't know when. Yeah, you don't scare me, right? Goes on about his business, okay? And Tate is like, ugh, because James is really like a road dog for Tate. He's not easily controlled. He's unpredictable, and we see a little bit that later on. Okay, but let's go on down. Okay, let's talk about Tommy is sitting in a dealership with Tasha. They sitting in the car talking about the situation, talking about the fact that James tried to kill him. And Tasha was like, are you serious? That son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even let on earlier when I was pleading your case to him that he had already tried to kill you. Okay? And he's saying, well, we got bigger problems. We got Keisha problems. And I need to handle Ghost. I need to handle it. And she's like, just like Tariq, let me know how I can help. All right. And she says, I don't know what to tell you. I can't find Silver. He fighting me in court. He got the nerve to act like I don't deserve anything after all I've been through with him. Okay. And if divorcing him is not gonna get me what I need, you killing him means I would be his full beneficiary. I could get it all if he was dead. I was like, oh, okay. This finna be a who shot JR. That's what this is about to be. It's gonna be either between Tariq and Tommy and Dre and Tasha and Jason. Hell, even Proctor could get up enough balls, you know what I'm saying, to put a syringe of sodium pentothal in the side of James's neck. I mean, everybody has an issue with James St. Patrick because he's a jerk, because he's a butthole, because he's selfish and inconsiderate. Oh, and a bloody killer. Okay, so we see where, like I said, Paz found Angela's phone, finds out it's Tasha. After she thinks she texting James, she meet Tasha. They get to talking. She want to know why her sister calling Tasha. Tasha was like, we was all working together to keep us all out of jail. And what are you talking about? What was she into? You better tell me, or I'm going to take this phone straight to the police. She was like, yeah, you can take him to the police, and then I'm going to take my phone to the police. And everybody's going to see that Angela and our family working together. Her name going to be Mud, and you probably will not get any benefits from her estate. Pause. Has to pause. Because she know that Tasha is right. Tasha walking off from Paz, going through her phone, and Blanca shows up. Well, when they left Tasha's apartment earlier, her and Dom, then she decided she wanted to put a tail on Tasha. And Dom felt like they wasn't going to authorize it. It looks like she doing the tail herself. But y'all know she did this same thing with Angela and ended up getting shipped back to wherever she came from, thanks to Angela. All right? But let's move forward. Excuse me, you guys. So Proctor and the junkie wife in court, she handles him big time. The judge wants to talk to the daughter. Let the daughter decide. I ain't never seen no judge have both parents sit there while the child has to make a decision. She breaks down in the worst little actress in history role, and in a move of Solomon, Proctor says, don't put my daughter through this. Fine, you can have joint custody. Later on, we see when the little girl is spending time with her mom, she gets an opportunity to clip the listening device and turn it on to the daughter's backpack. So it's gonna be a mess. Let's see what else. So we see where Tate has the press conference at Truth. And you know how he is. He's pontificating and and you know, good guy. And Queen's Child's Project, James and somebody else standing on stage. I do not know why James is on stage. I mean, I know that they're in Truth. And I know they're supposed to have some type of business deal, whatever, going on between the two of them. But why is James on stage? Especially if you don't want no trouble from him. Especially if you don't want any interference. But I digress. Here's a man springing up out of the crowd. He's got some serious questions about Tate. About why it's taking him 10 months to find a job. And why you in bed with this ninja James St. Patrick? He used to run drugs on the street corner when we was kids. He a no account and you a no account too. What gives? And Tate tries to smooth it over. The guy's not hearing it. He don't want to hear no parts of it. James jumps in, comes to the microphone. Tate tries to quell it. Next thing you know, he done bumped Tate out the way, and he right there at the microphone giving the old song and dance, the old scoot the boot. You know what I'm saying? Look at me, look at me. I'm a upstanding, respectable ninja. Trust me, nothing up my sleeve, nothing to see here. And he makes it seem like he and Tate are working together when he says he and I wrote his speech together last night. Tate. Oh. Ooh, you got old wild rebel on your hands here. You're going to have to really reel it in. Later on, we see where Tate and his campaign manager in the office. The campaign manager found the man that was speaking out at the rally and brings him in. And Tate says, hey, you from around the way. I understand what you got going on. You got a record. That's why you can't find a job. I tell you what you can do. I'll give you a job. What I need you to do is research James St. Patrick, since you know him from the neighborhood, and bring me as much information as you possibly can on him, and I'll pay you. And the guy's like, word? And he's like, word. And he's like, deal. Okay. Then the campaign manager's like, he tells the campaign manager, you're the reason why I had to do this. You're supposed to be responsible for who comes in the door. How did this guy get in? He was like, look, my job is hard enough keeping up with you and all your systems and things you got going on. Let it go. What do you mean let it go? Listen, you're not going to fire me because I know too much about what you got going on. The guy and Taylor's like, I wasn't going to fire you. Then what does he do? He give him 1 to the head and 3 to the body. Gets him down on the ground. Y'all know Lorenz Tate plays a very good butthole. Talking the whole time, puts the suit coat on, boom, pops the collar. Okay, we got a lot to do today. Get your ish together. Man up. Man up. The guy on the ground like, I was like, okay. I mean, you was giving me a little bit of mealy mouth tease last season, Tate, but okay. I see you stepping up to be the dragon I thought you were. Y'all know I thought it was gonna be Tate that was gonna be Ghost's ultimate undoing, and now we seeing maybe a little glimpse, a little hint of that. But let's move forward. Then we see where, like I said, Tariq met the girl who said she gonna turn them in. And bless her heart, she's a little ragamuffin. She there on partial scholarship and she gotta work. She work in the bookstore. He calls her out. Your nails ain't done. Your hair look like, I don't know what that little hairstyle was. That was crazy. I was like, girl, you ain't got to look like you ain't got nothing. First of all, pull that hair back. Okay, lay them baby hairs down. Take it from a baby hair expert. Okay, lay them baby hairs down. Your shoes old, you know your uniform old. Like, you ain't got no money. Why don't you come join me? This the Canaan in Tariq now. Okay, he's channeling his inner Canaan. Okay, Canaan physically is not here. Okay, but the ghost of Canaan is living inside Malik's underpallet. You know he got that jaw. I see you guys ain't got no new shoes. You ain't got that. You need to let me come take care of you. You need to come make some money with me. You know. She takes him up on it. She tries to act like, it's only 4 black people here. I can't believe you around here selling drugs. Could you be more typical? As soon as he run a little half a teaspoon of game, now you around here knocking at the door wanting to play PS4 and sell his drugs. But alright. I guess his daddy had Tasha, and now you got Afro Puff. Get out rough and stuff with my Afro Puffs. Alright, so Then we see Tommy go take Keisha a purse. Keisha want to know where he been. How did you get the purse? Who told you to buy this for me? I bought it for you myself. Tasha told you that. She the only one knew I wanted this bag. I don't want the bag. I want you to stay away from Tasha. Okay? He was like, look, if you don't like the person, she was like, nah, let me kiss you up and hug you up and love you. I'm just protesting. I'm just being a pain, a whiny pain in the butt. I'm just letting you know soon enough you're going to have to put me with Holly. Because I can't hold it in the road. All I want to do is get butt naked with you. And for you not to deal with Tasha. Tasha's the only one I can talk to about certain things. You got me. You don't have to. First of all, Keisha, you're no Tasha. Tasha is no sweet morning rose, honey. But you barely a dandelion. Barely. Remember how scared you was acting when you was doing the money laundering and they shut your business down? Huh? And you think you can get in bed with Tommy and you could barely ride with Tasha? Okay. He agrees. Later on, they looking at places where they could get an apartment or get a home together. And she's supposed to be so great at picking out the areas that will be a good middle place between all his distro spots. He give her a pair of earrings. And Tasha was right. Long as you keep her happy. But the problem is, she jelly bag. Okay, she a nervous Nelly. Okay, she's a henny penny. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. You in too deep. You gonna have to holly her. Okay, you gonna have to holly Keisha. Just get your mind wrapped around that right now, Tommy. Then we see where Tasha goes to see Ghost, and she talks about how good she been and how much he owe her, and if he don't pay up, and she gon' go to the police and she gon' spill it. She gon' snitch. He agrees, okay, yeah, I'm gonna pay you. He really can't afford to pay her. He paying the Serbs. He tells her as much, and she was like, that's a you problem, not a me problem. All right, so I suspect by now Tommy knows that he's paying the Serbs, because if Tasha know, Tommy know. All right, and by the way, Tommy goes to Cold Smooth, sneak up on Ghost right in front of Truth the day of the political rally that Tate was having there, and Jason's people, like broad daylight, like it's ridiculous. Broad daylight. You right in front of the building. You ain't up high. You ain't peeking from a manhole cover. You just behind some workman's cones. Okay? And evidently, Jason's people got more surveillance and eyeballs on the ground than both of you ninjas. They scoop him up, put a bag over his head, throw him in a van. I don't know why they went through all of that. It's so dumb. We already know Jason was involved. This is where Jason tells Tommy he won't let Ghost kill him. He will provide security for him if he pay him some extra. All right? And then after that, he tells Ghost that if he want to, he can kill Tommy. He said, but then you got to be my distro. And Ghost was like, nah, I'm out the game. He was like, oh, you out when I say you out. But you fine. You can murk Tommy all day long, but you gonna have to take his place. It's a whole sordid mess. It is a complete and utter sordid mess. Then we see where Tate, like I said, Tate met with the antagonizer. Okay, so let's go to the funeral. So we at the funeral. They got a plain wooden casket. Paz is there. She thinks when the funeral director comes in, he wants the last of his money. He wants to settle up, but it's already been settled. Her son is there. He looked like he might be in his first year of college. He's a big boy. She won't know if James paid for it. The funeral director was like, nah. So she called Stacks. And that Stacks hey, did the benefits come? He was like, nah, but don't worry. When they do come, they'll reimburse you. She get off the phone with him. He was like, did you find anything in your sister's apartment or in the office we can use? And she look at that phone that she met with Tasha about, and she says no. Then she cool smooth slipped that phone into Angela's casket. I was like, did you at least turn it off? Because until the battery died, they could track the girl to the doggone funeral plot. The phone to the doggone funeral plot. But ain't nobody really investigating no crimes around here, so you should be Gucci. Later on, they at the gravesite. I don't know why. Anyway, they at the gravesite. It's supposed to be a sad time. It's a beautiful song playing. Tamika is there. And Agent Dom and Blanca and Stax. And I mean, they act like they are at a Sopranos funeral. You know how the police was always waiting around at the Sopranos funeral. Any funeral on the Sopranos, the police, the FBI, the CIA, they was always listening. They 3 or 4 headstones behind looking, trying to see what's what. So in comes James and Tommy. I mean, James and Tasha. And everybody's like, what the? Casino? Oh, what the casino circa 1985 is this? And James standing there with that tight jaw trying to act like he is so sad and he is so broken up. And he sees Tommy get out of the car. Tommy get out of the car and walk up, and James is like, I know I'm ghost, but he almost want to pass out. Tasha's like, And they, Tamika, she trying to find out, you know, now that she work in the private sector, she trying to find out. We got to find out everything we can. Y'all in it closer with autopsy's not back yet, but we need to get to the bottom of it. What? Oh my gosh. They see Tommy walk up. Okay, if this ain't the pedophilia, you know what I'm saying? Okay, de familia. All right? Like, it is 2 giant drug syndicates coming together. I mean, the only person that wasn't there was the Jimenez, Jason, and Dre. But we're going to get to that. Now, remember, Dre is a part of witness protection. That's why we haven't seen him. Now, y'all remember Tempe, who was messing around with Angela when she was trying to get over James. She got up under Tempe. Well, he got the Jimenez sister and he got Dre, and Dre gonna testify on the Jimenez sister, and he's supposed to do it the next day. They don't want Stax or anybody else to tell Dre that Angela is dead, for fear that he'll back out from wanting to testify. So, okay, he there at the funeral. Okay, later on, after they lower her body and her phone into the ground, everybody goes on about their way. Now we get to see the wrap up of everybody, see where everybody stands. Tariq's girl comes to the door and lets him know that she's gonna go ahead and put all her principles aside and ethics and morals and sell drugs with him and play PS4. We see where Tasha and the little baby, the little girl up and walking now, moving to their new apartment. Okay, looks like a nice apartment. We see Keisha and Tommy trying to find a place to live, and him still pacifying her. And we see Dre doing push-ups. I don't know if it's because I've been following Rotimi on Instagram, and he does a lot of Nigerian skits, but or if because he gained weight, like him with that hair braided back, that nose was so prominent. I was like, ooh, good Lord, Dre, if you ain't looking Nigerian, is it possible that you could look more Nigerian? Ooh, Lord, I mean, his nose is like, wow, like it's it's on his face, you know what I'm saying? So he here on the news while he doing prison push-ups. In walks Agent Dom, and Angela's dead. And the guy's like, well, we was trying, you know, you got to be ready for court tomorrow. Don't worry about all that. He was like, keep your voice down. The little baby crying in the background. He was like, nah, I'll tell you what. Pack your stuff up. Get all your stuff up, Dom. Say, we moving you. Because you got to be there to testify. He was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to pack all my stuff up. Y'all already know that Dre is going to abscond. He's not going to go to testify. If he do go to testify, he going to blow the whole thing and gonna walk away free and clear to antagonize James the more. All right, so we see everything sort of come full circle, and everybody, when Tommy showed up at the funeral, Ghost says, did you know he was alive? And Tasha was like, yup. And she gives a little smile. Her and Tommy working together. They got an alliance. We already know Keisha gonna be killed off from that alliance. From said alliance. Proctor and James supposed to have an alliance, but we done threw in the junkie ex-wife, okay? Obviously Tommy and Reek have an alliance, and he's got this new character, this new individual that he's introducing into his circle that he's gonna have a sort of alliance with. But he's so much like Kanan by now, I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up like Raina, you know, through this whole process. We got a lot of fodder out there. We got Blanca. We still got Proctor. We got Keisha. We got, did I say Blanca already? Stacks. I mean, it's a lot of possible kills that could go on before we finally see James get what he deserved. That's it for Power, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. I know it was a little long. I am sorry that everything was late, but we're here now, okay? So until next time, honeybees, mwah, mwah, mwah. Listen, you guys, don't forget, I think the first episode of the next season of Greenleaf starts tonight. If so, you guys will see me back here tonight with my Greenleaf review, because tomorrow I am completely and utterly vegetating because I go back to work Thursday. And until next time, honeybees, mwah, mwah, mwah.